So Your Royal Highness, Prince Maya, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to be here today to discuss with you how the European Union is supporting sustainable development and inclusive growth. And I think that we have to share also the importance of including more and more people into economic growth, and youth in particular, as the UN envoy has just said. And we want to give our contribution to the Sustainable Development Goals, and in particular, protecting the planet and delivering prosperity for all. And I hope that mentioning two of the goals is going to give me some kudos with the envoy. The world today is facing challenges in securing energy resources, water in particular, and food, with increasing demand from the economy of natural resources. And I think that we have to work together to find solutions in order to satisfy this demand for our generation, for future generations. And this should be a mandate for all of us, especially in the difficult times that we've just heard about, in particular in the region, which is facing multiple crises. Today, I will briefly touch upon how the EU contributes to two main factors. First of all, the sustainable use of resources, and water and energy in particular, in the Mediterranean and in Jordan. And secondly, how we contribute to inclusive sustainable development, focusing in particular on youth. And I understand that you're also going to look at the issue of incubators that we're also supporting in the region. So let me start with the use of resources, sustainable use of resources, and water and energy in particular. We as EU have always supported this sector in the Mediterranean by using several initiatives. First of all, by using research and science, and I know how Her Royal Highness is sensitive to this, through our program Horizon 2020, which has a vision of a clean Mediterranean by the year 2020. We have also launched shared water integrated management projects in which sustainable management is one of the main themes to manage scarce water resources. And as you're aware, we live here in the second poorest country in the world in terms of per capita water. Likewise, in the area of energy in the Mediterranean, we have launched a number of initiatives on the integration of energy markets, on better regulation of energy markets, and very important, in my view, on the energy efficiency in constructions. And I think that this is one of the areas where the private sector can make most inroads in the future. On the use of renewable energy through the Union for the Mediterranean, which is co-chaired by the EU and Jordan, we have launched a number of initiatives, and I recall in particular the Mediterranean Solar Plan. And I think that there is still untapped potential in the use of solar energy in this region. Let me come now briefly to how we support this more concretely in Jordan. Now, in Jordan, as you know, 96% of energy resources are imported. And we want as EU to help Jordan reduce its dependence on imported energy, to enhance water supply, and to meet increased food needs. And these are part of the priorities that we share with the government. We do this in particular through the use of green energy resources and developing the green economy at large. We are one of the main partners of Jordan in developing green energy, and we have invested some 150 million euro in green energy in the kingdom. And we do this by support to the reform of the green energy sector as regulation of the sector, but also through activities that reach the population at large. And I recall how we are making schools energy efficient or energy independent by installing solar panels and photovoltaic panels in schools so that their energy consumption is significantly reduced, sometimes to zero. We also believe that green energy has a positive impact on the economy at large, and therefore we promote developing green energy and diversifying energy sources. And this is in line with our own EU policy. And within the EU, as you probably know, we have committed by the year 2020 to produce 20% of the electricity through renewable energy and to increase energy efficiency by 20%. And also to decrease our carbon footprint by 20% in decreasing our carbon emissions. And likewise, we also help Jordan in similar goals. And as you may know, Jordan has also committed itself to increase energy efficiency by 20% and reach 10% in the production of electricity through renewables. And we help Jordan to achieve that goal. In Jordan in particular, we are supporting the Green Corridor with our European financial institutions. This is a project that will enable the kingdom to connect renewable energy produced around the country to a corridor that will enable to distribute this energy more efficiently to the different communities. There is another important project that we have just launched in the south of the country, which is the Sahara Forest, which is a joint project together with Norway. And it's based on the Nexus approach, which uses solar energy and seawater desalination using solar electricity. And the water that is produced through the desalination is then invested to produce food in the desert. And this will touch a number of goals, including energy security, water security, and food security. So in this project, using solar energy, we will desalinate 10,000 liters of seawater daily and produce high-value agriculture products. This Sahara project is located close to the Aqaba International Airport. Equally important, the project will create job opportunities for local communities benefiting from the project. And this project is sustainable and environmental friendly. There are other important projects in the area of water that we plan to support, and I just want to briefly mention today the Red Dead Sea project that Jordan has been working very hard in the last years and months, and for which an important conference is going to take place this week, and that will hopefully improve the supply of water for Jordan in an important regional project that is prepared together with Israel and Palestine. Finally, let me say about how we are connecting energy and water. And we're investing within the water sector as part of the Green Energy File in a way to introduce renewable energy and energy efficiency applications to water pumping stations. And I said before how poor Jordan is in terms of water per capita, and therefore you can imagine how much it costs nowadays to extract the water from very deep under the ground, more than 1,000 meters in many cases. These energy applications will reduce the high electricity bill of the water sector that comprises 40% of the annual budget of the water sector. We're also working together with European financial institutions to support new water projects in Jordan. And I think of the Wadi Arab water dam and the water network in the north, most in Irbid. And if you think about the north, we have to acknowledge how the refugee wave of Syrians coming into the country are putting strains on the water resources in the north of Jordan. And I think that collectively we have to help Jordan to face this refugee influx by increasing the water supply and helping to make the water sector more efficient. Let me now move to the sustainable development growth part of what we do, and in particular inclusive growth and for the youth. And there, I think that we have to recognize the importance of the role of private sector. And therefore, I salute today's conference, which sees a conversation between international organization and the private sector amongst some of you. Private sector stands as a key factor for driving growth, employment, and development opportunities in Jordan. And recently, we have been trying to support acceleration of the economic growth in the kingdom. And we are aware as European Union about the economic strain that Jordan is going through. This is a country where economic growth 5 years ago used to be 6%. And the hope of creating job opportunities for youth was much more positive and concrete than today, when the economic growth has reduced to 2%. And in order to create the job opportunities by 2020, I think that in this country there are 600,000, so 10% of what the UN envoy have mentioned. We need to revive economic growth, and to do that, we need to engage the private sector. In order to do so, we believe that we have to foster innovation. We believe that innovation is key for the acceleration of economic growth and to promote competitiveness. By promoting the innovation of new products and introducing innovative processes, we believe that we can boost Jordan's economic growth and create these needed new jobs. But in order to unlock this potential, we need to bring more innovation and build the right entrepreneurial skills and capacity where it is needed. And I think that we have to invest more in governorates outside Amman that lack the resources to cope with employment and the potential for innovation. In that sense, we have very recently inaugurated as EU, in the gracious presence of Her Royal Highness, a new incubator in the north of Jordan, the North Start, in Irbid. The North Start is a program which will bring innovation and entrepreneurship to the Irbid youth, which combines, of course, Jordanian and Syrian refugees, by establishing an incubator and an innovation workshop where they can experiment and test new ideas. The North Start youth will be able to enter a space to discuss and test these new ideas, prototype them, and eventually transform them into products. And we have seen how they will have available a lot of machinery, 3D printers, laser cutters, and other new technology, which will be there for them in order to be innovative and creative. The North Start will take Jordan and its youth to a higher industrial and applied research level. And I also want to connect this to new opportunities that we're creating for Jordan through new trade rules that we have simplified in our trade relationship with Jordan, through simplifying our rules of origin. And in a decision that the European Union has taken this year, in a number of development economic zones around the country, 18 economic development zones, we will provide these simpler rules that will make export towards the European Union more interesting and beneficial, as long as producers who are setting up the production facilities in the zones will employ a certain percentage of Syrian labor amongst the refugees. And I think that's another example of how the EU is fostering new ideas, not just through funding projects, but also by changing the rule of the game, the rule of trade, and improving the export of Jordan to the EU, which we believe today is very much under potential. So let me stop there by contributing some of the ideas that we have had in order to foster sustainable development and inclusive growth. And let me thank Her Royal Highness for her presence and the colleagues of PepsiCo and Revolve for organizing this, and the UN for their inspiring words. Thank you very much.